Welcome back, Vicarious viewers. My name is Vicente, and today I'm going to be reacting to the character introductions for The Witcher. There are three of them, and the first up is Geralt of Rivia. Thank you, Penny, for pointing out that these were out there so I could react to them. I am eager to get more information on this series. I do also want to say, when I was talking about Game of Thrones paving the way for shows like this, The Witcher, I wasn't referring just to like the books or story wise or like quality of fantasy. I was referring to financially. Um, we haven't really had a financially successful fantasy series like Game of Thrones before. I mean, the only ones of note I remember in the past are Merlin, Legend of the Seeker, back in the 90s, Hercules and Xena. There really hasn't been any high fantasy series to reach that kind of financial success and to have the kind of budget and financial backing that Game of Thrones did. But now, after seeing the success of Game of Thrones, a lot more studios are willing to put the money forward to develop high fantasy and do it right. So, in that sense, financially, I do think that Game of Thrones did pave the way for things like these to come out because everyone wants to make the next Game of Thrones, the next success. And I'm all here for it. We can start seeing some good production value that we haven't seen on the small screen before when it comes to fantasy. But anyway, let's get into this first character introduction, Geralt of Rivia.
Tell me, Witcher, you don't believe in destiny or the lesser evil? What do you believe in?
What is a Witcher?
White hair, big old loner, two very, very scary looking swords. I know who you are.
A Witcher is a mutant, and their trade in particular is monster hunting.
The Butcher of Blaviken!
You are almost universally hated by every species on the continent. It's unlikely you're going to have a cheery personality. But Geralt himself, despite the stony exterior, is actually quite good, but very capable of doing bad things. Geralt isn't simply a white knight. He isn't simply a harsh monster hunter. He's an incredible blend of the two. The rumors about witches are that they don't have emotions,
You take no prisoners. So I hear.
and that is perpetuated by them.
Sometimes there's monsters, sometimes there's money. Rarely both.
When they're created, they undergo alchemical trials, which is a combination of elixirs and magic, which have very aggressive effects on their bodies. This allows them to take various potions. These potions enhance them in various and different ways. The signs that witches cast, they are basic magic, but very, very effective. You often see this very dry humor come through, which is one of the more charming aspects of Geralt.
You smell of death and destiny.
It's onion.
Right, yeah.
Destiny is one of the major themes, which is a force which is controlling him and indeed the world around him. Geralt aggravates destiny. He doesn't believe in it. But it turns out there may be a little more to it.
Find her.
But Geralt's greatest strength is his capacity to still love despite having been treated incredibly harshly. Despite what he says, he still believes in the goodness of people. And you couple that with incredible sword skills, speed, agility, and endurance, then you have an interesting character.
Okay, so interesting meeting Geralt. He's a mutant who takes potions. But basically, the storyline of the tough hybrid outsider, everyone thinks you're emotionless or heartless or ruthless, but you really do have goodness inside you. It's not a new trope. It's a lot of anti-heroes these days, so nothing new in that respect. But I'm interested to see how the magic and the potions come into play, because there aren't a lot of shows that bring that level of magic into them, so I am intrigued. I can also see why this was easily adapted into a video game, taking potions and everything, and there's all kinds of different ones, finding different herbs. I mean, you can turn that into so many side missions. But the next one is Yennefer of Vengerberg. I wonder if I'm saying any of these correctly.
Do you know how many people wouldn't blink if you died? You lie. You keep secrets. You succumb to emotion, to weakness. Do you actually have what it takes?
Yennefer is in a constant battle with herself. She had a really tragic childhood. A place of frustration, rage, confusion. She was born with a deformed spine and jaw abnormality. And because of that, her father resented her a lot.
How much for this beast?
6.
4.
Sold. 4 marks.
That moment sets up the whole of Yennefer's journey.
Just because you are conduits of chaos does not mean that you are capable of magic.
That then became her life.
Who's next?
However, she is never satisfied, always striving for something else. She owns her sexuality and uses it to manipulate people and get what she wants. Yennefer of Vengerberg.
My world is cruel. You enter, you survive, you die.
She presents a certain version of herself, someone who's direct and in control, dangerous. The arc that she goes through is an incredible challenge. She longs for this connection, but that fear, that insecurity, feeds this chaos with this magic that makes her incredibly powerful. She's epic.
What more do you want?
Everything.
Okay, Yennefer of Vengerberg looks pretty interesting. She looks like a little bit of Snow White rolled into Carrie and made OP. It looks like she pulls herself out of the dirt, being born disabled and malformed. Being sold by her father, that's gotta suck too. But in the end, it looks like it worked out in her favor. She learned how to become powerful and beautiful, and she's taken what she wants. I wonder if she is going to be just the straight villain, or it looks like there's going to be a lot more gray and nuance in there because of her past and where she's come from. But has it completely blackened her heart? So we shall see. And the last character introduction is Princess Cyrilla.
Here's your first lesson. As in life, it is impossible always to be fully prepared for battle. Keep your sword close and keep moving.
There's something special about this girl. She's very loyal to the people that she loves. She's built a heart from it, but just hasn't had any experience in the real world. All she's known was a sheltered life as a princess and this very secure network of people looking after her.
At least you didn't shit your keks.
She's very relentless, very stubborn, and she's also very naive. I think she just wants to make sure that she doesn't get trapped in that box.
Would you honor me with the dance?
Martin.
She'd love to.
The typical conforming life of a princess. She wants to kind of break free from that. But she suddenly gets dropped in a very brutal world. People are after her. It does become something very scary.
Lesson number 2. Know when it's time to stop moving.
She loses everybody she's known within one night. A huge theme in The Witcher is the loss of family and the search for family.
Find Geralt of Rivia. He is your destiny.
If that's the last words that her grandmother has said to her, it means a great deal, and I think that's what keeps her determined to continue on. That's all she's got left to cling on to. It does mean a lot to her, but she doesn't quite know yet what it means. Being a princess doesn't matter anymore. She just doesn't know where to begin.
Be careful, child. This place isn't safe if you're alone.
And it's the same as every other place.
Princess Cirilla. Looks like we have our little blue Riding Hood and her grandmother. Beware of wolves, right? Someone innocent thrown out into a harsh world. Wonder why they're after her, or why she's important. Well, being royalty is important enough, but I wonder if there's anything more than that. Was that tree that she was looking at? Was that like a vision or something? We'll see. But yeah, these were pretty interesting. Fleshes out the characters a little bit more, not too much. These weren't very long in themselves. But it does get me more excited for the show going forward. But yeah, what do you guys think of these character introductions? If you're familiar with the games and the books, do you think this appears to be somewhat faithful to the source material? Don't give me any like huge spoilers or anything, but be like, oh, they're close or not at all or anything like that. But hit like and subscribe if you enjoy reactions like this. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single one. And thanks for stopping in for this Vicarious View.